This week on Not Another Shooting Show.
We're getting the pig!
Gun did gun shit.
Especially to Travis Haley, it absolutely matters.
I'm trying to decide if I want to say GM or C.
I brought my 12-inch. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is Not Another Shooting Show. We go to Detroit, Michigan, where an employee at a restaurant in Detroit's Eastern Market area accidentally shot himself and two customers last Wednesday.
Impressive.
He mishandled a firearm, according to police. The shooting happened around 12:20 p.m. in the 2900 block of Russell Street. Detroit police said the 52-year-old employee claimed he found the gun and, while handling it, accidentally discharged it. He shot himself in the hand. That bullet went through the hand, through the doorway, and struck two customers that were inside. The employee appeared to have the most serious injury with a gunshot that tore through the webbing of his hand, according to the police. The two customers, men ages 33 and 46, suffered non-life-threatening injuries. One had a through-and-through wound to the forearm. The other grazed his wrist. So,
Interesting.
yeah. The incident remains under investigation.
I found it. I just, because you just find guns laying all over the place.
I mean, it's Detroit. I've never been to Detroit. I don't mean to talk shit about Detroit, but I believe it.
Detroit?
But it's Detroit. I believe it. He could have. And judging by his ineptitude handling it. Oh,
Yeah,
look, I found a thing. Pew.
It is remarkable to somehow get the webbing of your hand in front of the barrel of the gun. Like, he might have been trying to do the under barrel grab, slide, push, like tactical, like, is it loaded? And just went click.
Yeah, maybe. Jeff also sent me a Facebook thing, and Aaron sent me a Facebook thing that I will mention. The one Jeff sent me was a shorty from Omaha Scanner on Facebook. M71 to Bergen with a 40s male who accidentally shot his hand. Entrance and exit wound. Duh. Vital stable. It was a 9mm. First comment. When cleaning your gun goes wrong. Second comment. Any further, you would have been Cheddar Bob. I don't get that reference, but it was also mentioned in the other one I have.
Interesting.
From Mitchell 911 News here in Mitchell, South Dakota. This is the one from Aaron. PD units are working a shooter near 4th and Lawler. Male is suffering from a gunshot wound to the foot. 2 Mitchell PD officers on scene. More were en route, along with Davison County deputies, but officers said they can stand down and stay available for calls. PD advising the male is conscious and alert. Gun found at the scene. Unknown at this time if it was an accidental shooting. PD clear. Patient transported. Appears the shooting was self-inflicted and accidental. First comment, was it a SIG P320?
Nice.
Second comment, okay, Cheddar Bob.
So I did look it up.
You didn't know it either. I figured you would know this reference.
Nope. So it's a character from 8 Mile, and there was a standoff with a gun. And when he was putting the gun back into his pants, he pulled the trigger and shot himself in his artery in his leg.
Oh, and we've now come full circle because 8 Mile takes place in Detroit, where our first story took place. Yes!
Let's go.
As if we planned it that way. Well, somebody mentioned this in a comment. I believe it was, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Justin on Patreon, mentioned how the irony of, this was from the Hunter Constantine episode, that you were suddenly okay with merit-based cash prizes when it came to the belt bounty.
Yeah. Do you not understand why?
I do. Why don't you explain it for everyone else?
So, the problem I have with most of the merit-based rewards is they come out of the match fee of the average shooter shooting.
Everybody is putting money into the winner's pocket.
Correct. So that's why I say it's the equivalent of walk up to Nils or Christian Seiler or whatever top guys at your club and be like, here's $20 for existing. But if a sponsor wants to say, hey, if you meet these criteria,
Right.
whoever is the best who meets this criteria, here is money. Go you. Like
Yeah.
Hunter's one especially, he's like, you must shoot from concealment. I believe you must use his belt.
Yep.
Okay, cool. He put some criteria. You met the criteria. The criteria to a degree can limit your ability to win. Awesome.
But isn't it whoever does the best with that gear?
Yes.
I believe. So it is.
Right.
You don't have to win. You just have to be the best with that gear.
With that, right. So if Smith & Wesson rolled up and was like, hey, whoever the top guy with the Smith & Wesson is gets a new M&P 2.0. Cool. Awesome. I don't care. Go right ahead. That's fantastic.
I think it would work better if they handed out money, because if you shot an M&P, you already have an M&P.
Yeah, that you're not wrong. As I was saying, that did make sense. But yeah, it's like we said, it's not the match or the backs of the ROs and the match director and the competitors that are paying the winning pool that only X number of people even have a chance of getting.
Yeah. Whereas
everyone, like Hunter's thing, you could be a C-class shooter and win it if no one else participates. Okay, cool. Like it would, the equivalent, another equivalency would be if you had like, hey, everyone, you can put $50 into the winner pool, and whoever wins gets all the money that we collect from the winner's pool. Cool, awesome. I don't care. I'm just not putting $50 in there, depending on who's there. That's it. Like that's my biggest issue is like I know I'm not going to win. I know 99.99% of people are not going to win, because there has to be a winner, because our sport doesn't. I mean, our sport has participation trophies, but in the end, someone won.
The funniest thing about that comment and everything was when, it was Justin said, in today's episode, Jeff is suddenly okay with merit-based cash prizes, LOL. And then I replied to that comment saying, what were we talking about? I don't remember.
Our standard reminder, we don't know what we talk about. Like, literally, when we get done with recording this, Andy could ask me about what we talked about at the beginning of this show, and I won't remember unless I go back through our list and it gives me a reminder. Oh, I will, like, my buddy Austin is famous for being like, oh, so you guys are, the comment was, so you guys are into getting roughed up by women, like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And both me and Andy were like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I don't remember. And then somehow we were like, oh, the massage conversation. Yeah. Got it. Okay. We don't remember what we talk about.
Now, here's the funny part I was going to pay off was after I said, what were we talking about? I don't remember. Happiest Hannah jumped in and said, LOL was Hunter's belt bounty. Like, someone else had to come in and explain to me what we were talking about.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. Okay. Patreon.com/Not Another Shooting Show. It's only $3.57 a month. It's cheaper, way cheaper for you, like just the price of that, plus sales tax of whatever that is in your local region. If you go to patreon.com, the website, /Not Another Shooting Show, if you try to buy it through the Patreon app on Apple is going to bite you hard for more money, so don't do it. Patreon.com/Not Another Shooting Show. Also, Area 3 jerseys. If you're going to Area 3, or even if you just like a cool jersey, whether you go to Area 3 or not, have I got a deal for you? On the Area 3 Facebook and Instagram, I posted the link to buy the Area 3 jersey, and it is fucking cool. I think it's one of the coolest jerseys Michelle's ever made. The logo she came up with and the design for the jersey is awesome. Super duper cool shirt. Those are on sale if you're not going to the match. It's kind of weird to buy a jersey to a match you didn't go to, but I don't know. I've seen jerseys that were cool enough. I'd be like, I kind of want to buy it even though I didn't go. It's really cool. Those are available. Also, you can register for the match. There were 60 some spots that were left last time I checked. That's on Practice Score, of course. Area 3, I just said that. Free State, August 30th. it's sold out, but you can get on the wait list. And Iowa Cops match is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Ben Starrett's asked me for a stage, which that's actually the first time anyone's asked me to design a stage for a match. So,
nice.
Thank you. I'll do that for sure. He didn't ask for a new one. Just like, hey, you got one that you can just send me? Maybe.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Or just an old one from like a club match. I looked through a few and they were all like, "Ugh, no, I'm not sending them that. Those weren't good enough for sure."
Right.
Okay, so speaking of Area 3, I was out in Rapid City this past weekend because I had to haul the Area 3 trailer. It was the old trailer that Sherwin had full of the stuff for Area 3. And it was still full of stuff for Area 3. It's
all
gone
the pool noodles?
There were no pool noodles in there. There's a shitload of yellow steel target paint, though. So that was cool. Ugh.
The yellow ones are just ugly. I like the blue steel.
Blue steel? Yeah, Bruce has ideas about doing kind of fun colors for things. It's not just going to be the standard black and white. So
remember, it can't be red or green.
No, it can't be red or green. No, we know that. That's okay.
Good.
Anyway, so I got 9 miles a gallon driving out there. Thank God it wasn't windy in South Dakota last weekend because I was only bucking like a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind instead of a 25 to 35 mile an hour wind. That would have been fun. By the time I unhooked that trailer, the trailer's big. It's like an 18-foot trailer. Like my daughter's car would fit in it easily. I was so tired of driving with that fucking thing behind me. It sucked so bad. I was so glad to finally get it off. And then my pickup felt like a fucking sports car. So we went out to the range and walked around, and it's still under construction. The part where our match is going on is mostly done. Like all the cables run for power, just not hooked up yet. They're building the shelters right now on all the bays. The permanent shelters. The concrete's poured for all of them. They all have this. It's not gravel, but it's like crushed rock. It's sort of a gravel. It's a soup. Like I don't know, Jeff, if we'll want to wear our cleats at Area 3. The surface is that good. Like now, once it starts getting chewed up, a bunch of people running around on it, that would probably change. But as of right now, like sneakers would do the trick because it's just that hard and rough. It's basically like concrete, but it's not concrete.
Interesting.
It's not crushed concrete. It's like, I don't know what kind of rock it is, but it's, yeah, I was super impressed with it. Building stages is going to be different there because it was the first time I really walked around the base. By the way, I did walk all the way from the far end all the way back to the parking area.
Okay.
And the uphill climb was not that bad. It wasn't as uphill as I imagined. I knew it was uphill, so I just assumed it was going to suck, but it wasn't that bad.
Right. South Dakota, you're not the most undulating of states.
Out there is quite undulated. Once you get west of the Missouri River, nothing's flat, really, anywhere, except the parts of the Badland that aren't sticking up out of the prairie. But guess how long it took me to walk from one end to the other?
18 and a half minutes.
Not quite. 11 minutes.
Okay.
From one end to the other. And that was to the parking area. From one end to from last bay to first bay was a little over 8 minutes. So
that's not
it's
bad.
a trek. And the hottest topic amongst the planners for Area 3 is how are we moving the people? Because the people will have to be moved. And that's going to be taken care of because it will fuck match flow if it's not. So, parking's going to be fine. There's plenty of room to park. I was worried about that, but then when I got to the big flat area, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, parking's going to be fine. That's not going to be a problem. Building the stages, though, is going to be really different because we're going to have to fight the urge to not make every stage full of 20 to 30-yard targets.
Yep.
On stages, we don't even intend for them to be that far.
Right.
Because it's so fucking big.
Yeah. It's the when you have space, you feel like you have to use it paradox.
Not even that. It's just we'd accidentally use it. You know how when you're setting up a stage, it's just like, yeah, we'll just throw it out there.
Yep.
And the back and side berms are all big enough. We don't have to set it in the back of the bay. Okay, we're not going all the way down 50 yards to set these up. Like, we'll basically set them 10, 15 yards from the shelter, and that's where they'll be. And we'll have some long shots in the match. I mean, I love a 50-yard full-size popper.
Right.
It wouldn't be one of my matches without it. But I don't want 16 stages of that shit, and no one else does either. So we're going to have to be very disciplined as we're setting them up to not get too far away. I think I'm going to walk around with my rangefinder in my pocket just so I can quick zap it without having to walk. How far is that? And 18 yards. Okay, that's not crazy. And we zap that one. 29. No, we got enough of those. Let's tone it down a little bit. But
right.
No, it's the new buildings and stuff out there are all the workers when I was there on Saturday were working on the interior of the building. A bunch of contractors. We actually got chased down. We were with the range manager with GFP, and one of the contractors came up. He's like, "Hey, you guys can't be back here," and the one guy literally works there, and he's like, "Hey, we're with GFP. We're just touring for the area match in September," and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool." So. I thought we were about to
be here, motherfucker.
I thought we were about to get. I was pretty sure we weren't going to get booted, but I was, and Bruce immediately said, "Thank you for chasing us down." Seriously, because there were a lot of people doing that. They were coming in to check it out, and
gotcha.
with a bunch of construction equipment and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, not cool. But anyway, so that was cool. I shot 2 matches last week.
Oh, really?
One was a classifier match at my club. It was sort of a last-minute classifier match, so people who need to get classified can get into the RO class that we're having on August 2nd at my club. And so we did 5 classifiers, weeknight match, and I shot carry optics, and I'm currently A class in carry optics. And what do you suppose my runs were? My 5 stages. Were they B class? Were they A class? Were they M class? Were they G runs? What do you suppose the 5 were?
2 Bs, an A, an M. And I'm trying to decide if I want to say GM or C.
Come on, make a decision.
Fine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. C class.
No, it was actually, you were close though. 2 Bs, an A, and 2 Ms.
Oh, hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So,
shooting that consistently is hard.
Oh yeah. No, it was. And one of my B runs was on the Trace Cajas or whatever. I think you guys just ran that, didn't you?
Yep.
And I shot it really well, except I drew and shot the 2 middle ones first. And I know most of the GMs, they bail and move on the draw right away. Well, most of those GMs are better at starting and stopping than my fat ass is. So I'm pretty good at drawing. So I'm like, I'm only going to stop twice. And I'm already stopped now. So I'll just draw and shoot 2 targets. And so I drew and I went, ba, 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 ba. And I was already gone. And I'm like, shit, bad time to get trigger freeze. So then I had to come back and go pop. And so it completely torpedoed my score.
Yeah.
The hits were, I don't think the hits were too shitty, but that extra 2 seconds to come back and shoot 1 round really sucked. I shot, for the first time ever, Can You Count? I had never shot that classifier in any division ever.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was fun. I've heard some people kind of shit on it, but I don't know. I think it's fun. 5 yards, 2 targets.
Yeah.
4 targets, 2 in each string. It's super fun.
Right. The biggest problem is that it's 5 and that it's
what's wrong with 5?
Because everyone's used to 6.
It's not that hard. It's 5. Just go to 5.
I get it. I do, but most people are used to the cadence of 6. So bop 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 bop, reload, bop 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 is difficult for people because I don't even know that the first bop bop bops that I just said was 5 because my brain was like, You get used to this weird cadence. Our brains are stupid.
How long have you been counting?
Well, so it's the
30-some years?
25, round the 2, I don't know, a couple years.
Several decades, okay. Well, I just counted to 5, and then I reloaded, and then I counted to 5. Yes, I can count. It went okay. I thought it was super fun. Although it was funny, Kian was really trying to wrap his head around it. Like his baby USPSA autism was having some struggles, and I'm just like, he's like, so what do? I'm like, you draw, you shoot 5 at one target, you reload, and you shoot 5 at the next target. That's it.
Yes.
And he kept wanting to ask another question. I'm like, no. Don't think. It can only hurt the ball club.
Yeah.
Shoot 5, reload, shoot 5.
Yes.
Can you count to 5? He said, yeah. Okay, well, then do that. So anyway.
You can be one of those people that only loads a mag to 5 and then and then has to go from slide lock.
Well, load it to 6. Because then at least you had that one.
No, because again, you're worried about if you're worried about throwing an extra shot, so you only load it to 5.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you have a gun that automatically closes the slide on the reload, that would totally work.
Yes.
None of mine do it reliably enough to do that, but
you also need a magazine that reliably locks back.
Yeah, that too. No, a classifier match was fun. We shot fun ones. We did shoot 2408. That's the really big one.
Yep.
And I shot it actually just as bad as I did when I shot it last year when the high hit factor was crazy high. It turns out if you shoot a lot of Charlies, it doesn't help your score.
Yep.
I had close to as many Charlies as I had Alphas, I think. Something like that. But no, classifier match was fine. I shot okay. The speed shoots are my jam. I'm good at those. So those were my 2 M-class runs. The other one was like 22-0 something, like Blues Don't Care. That one is just like 3 IPSCs and a popper. I think I've shot that one pretty well every time I've shot it. Yeah, it was. No, that was fun. Then the match that was really cool was the one I shot in Spearfish yesterday, or 3 days ago when this comes out. I am gonna miss going to that club when I get to go out there. Spearfish is in the Black Hills, other side of South Dakota, so I've got to shoot there once each of the last 3 years, and that range is so fun because it's just this little gun club up in Spearfish Canyon. I don't know if I mentioned last week, but there was a rock slide happened in the canyon further down the road. It didn't affect anything, but like a 15 by 15 foot boulder came down the mountain along with a whole bunch more rocks and ended up right in the middle of the highway and shut it down for a day and a half. But so that was exciting. But no, it's just when someone's shooting, it's literally in a canyon. The back berm is like 100 feet high. Literally. It's so cool. I put a couple of pictures of it on my Instagram just because I just love that place. It's so fun. And then when the rifle shooters get to the range and somebody's, clacking off a 300 Win Mag and it just booms all over the canyon you're in and the sounds are coming from everywhere. It's such a unique place. They put 3 stages in 2 very large bays. They have like 2 50-yard bays. One of them is probably about close to 50 yards wide. The other one's not as wide. It's probably like 20 to 25 yards wide. But they do a good job, getting stages in there. The middle berm is actually a concrete wall, so no shots can go into that. Mm-hmm. So that's a little problematic, but they're moving into the new range here soon. So, but no, I shot pretty good. Things I learned: when you just shoot things go well.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny how when you just kind of let the engine go at the revs it needs to go, it's like, oh, I can go all day. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. And when you try to go faster than you should, or you don't give the proper respect to certain targets,
you gotta respect them targets.
Both Bruce and I completely disrespected the back middle targets on the classifier on the move. Are you familiar with that one?
Yep.
It's an old classifier that actually had movement. I think it's an 06 or an 0. It's an older one. I'm pretty sure it's an 06. There's one target outside the left wall, there's one outside the right wall, and then two in the back middle. And the two on the outside are pretty close and hosey. They're like, I don't know, 6-7 yards, something like that. Mm-hmm. But those back targets, they're another like 4 or 5 yards back. So they're not like a 7-yard target. They're like a 12, 14-yard target, something like that. And there's no shoots next to them. And when you're shooting on the move, those are the targets you're shooting at usually.
Yep.
You're not shooting the close ones, but you start shooting at a close one, so you're like, this is a close target. I just got 2 alpha. Now I just went alpha no shoot. Fuck. And that's what I did. I actually didn't go no shoot Mike. I had 4 alpha on the left target, but one of them was also a no shoot. So, and I barely got that alpha, by the way. By the slimmest of margins, I got that alpha. But yeah. And I completely disrespected those middle 2 targets. Not as much as Bruce did. Bruce just said, just sit there and wait for me to shoot you, Popper. Daddy's here. And he zeroed that fucking stage. Sorry, Bruce. I don't mean to call you out, but it was funny. We were all laughing about it. He's like, I don't remember the last time I zeroed a stage. Well, 3 Mike no-shoots will do that for you. So,
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
And they were all in the same target, too. It was all the left back middle target, you know. But, no, when you don't respect targets, the targets will disrespect you 100%. So,
yep.
Shoot as fast as you can see the dot and hit the target. And it may not be as fast as you want it to be, but it'll be the best possible result. And for the most part in the match, I did not shoot like an asshole. I lost my dot on the 3rd stage. I was doing really well on that stage. My plan was good. The execution was good. And then all of a sudden, because I didn't get one step further to the left, I was sort of leaning weird with a little to the left, and I lost the dot. Just completely lost the dot for about 2 seconds. And then finally, there it is, bang, 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 and then bang, bang, finish the stage. That was a little frustrating. There was one stage I really liked, and I'm stealing the main guts of it for Area 3. It'll be different, but parts of it are going to be the same because the parts that were the same were super fun. The middle section of this stage had 2 large poppers at basically minimum distance. And they were IPSC targets, and then like a half A-zone no-shoot on top of an IPSC right next to it at a closer distance.
Yeah.
But you had to slow down, not slow down. You never slow down. You had to aim more at that second target.
Right.
And I got away with disrespecting that target because I pretty much flew through that middle, and I got alpha, barely Charlie at the far upper left junction of the Delta and Charlie, and outside perf of the target. It wasn't I mean, I got away with it, but it should have been a little better than that. But no, it was a fun match. I really, really enjoy shooting there. I'm going to miss shooting there. I'm going to like shooting at the new place better probably, and I won't have to drive 45 minutes to get there from Rapid City, but no, it was good. Bruce's guest bedroom is fucking freezing.
Perfect.
It was, except somehow in the middle of the night, it might have been all the Detroit-style pizza we ate. It's coming back around again. Detroit, baby. I never had Detroit-style pizza, but there was this place we went to in downtown Rapid that, oh my God, it was really
Isn't it
cool.
basically like a cheese casserole with marinara sauce on top? Or am I thinking...
The sauce is on top, though. You're right. Yeah. And then the other weird thing about that place, or I shouldn't say weird, but... is that when you get there, they take your debit card, they run it, they start a tab immediately, and then they give you this little wristband, and then they have all the taps that are buffet style. You can go pour your own, and it literally tracks the ounces.
Oh, okay.
And they've got a whole bunch of different kinds of beers, and fortunately they still had Coors Light because they didn't have Summer Shandy, but yeah, it's called like something 5-4. What the fuck was it called? It was a good one, though.
We'll have to check it out while we're out there.
Yeah, it was the pizza was amazing. The beer was beer. The root beer was really good. I had a root beer there also because I was just like, oh, a fancy, a brewery that brews root beer. Bearded guys making root beer instead of beer. It was fucking good. It was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, So there's my 2 matches.
Did we talk about your bullet?
Oh, we didn't talk about my bullet. That was at the classifier match. I forgot. That's going to be the that's probably the cover for this episode.
It's just sticking just a little bit.
So I did post the photo on our Reddit page. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. That was funny as hell. So I get done shooting the last stage of the night at our classifier match, and that was the Blues Don't Care. It went well. I shot it good. And Matt was the RO, and Matt says, if you are finished, unload and show clear. And so I'm going through the motions of that. I unload my gun. I'm left-handed, and I always unload the gun with my hand over the ejection port of the slide, and I eject
like you're not
that,
supposed to?
allegedly. And because what's the thing? Like, a nuclear bomb goes off if you do that? Is that what happens? Or no, you get chlamydia. That's what it is.
The extractor hits the primer and it blows up.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I have done this literally thousands of times, and it's fine. It goes in my hand. I cup my hand so there's room for it. The slide on a Shadow 2, though, that ejection port's kind of small. And first time using it, where it just didn't come out. I just thought it got hung up like in the magwell or something, so I turned it right side up, and it's not falling out. And then I look back at the... I had slide locked it open, but then it tried to close and didn't close. And then I pull the slide back again and lock it. And then I look and I go, fuck. And there is literally the bullet staring back at me. Not the base of the case, the bullet of the unload cartridge sticking backwards in there. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Look at that. And then I tried to pull it out and it wouldn't come out. Because when I let go of the slide the first time and thought it was going to catch on the slide stop, it did not. It stopped on the bullet, and that jammed the base into the chamber, and now it's stuck. And so I knew there's rules about what to do when you have the weird unload problem, and you have a okay, according to the rules, my gun is unsafe, but technically it's safe because nothing's going to happen. But I'm not allowed to like walk around with it the way it is currently. And somebody pointed out, and if I'm wrong, someone will message us or comment or something, but once you get to unload and show clear under RO supervision, you are allowed to like do things like squib rod or whatever to get it out. On the clock, you can't do that. That's a DQ. Does that sound correct to you?
Yeah, it sounds correct-ish.
Yeah, like I think the RO has a lot of leeway to do whatever to make the gun safe.
Yeah, squib rod rules are very strange because, like we said, if I have a squib, it means there's a bullet that I know went off that is stuck in the barrel. I know the gun is unloaded because I unloaded it, but they're like, don't get your fingers in front of the barrel.
Yeah, because you swept your hand, DQ.
Right, and you're like, I know the gun's fucking unloaded and it's got a literal bullet. It's got a barrel plug in it right now.
But we also understand why the rules are the way they are.
Yes.
In case you're wrong, and that's why.
In case you're wrong, but yes.
And so... and then Kian was Johnny on the spot. He had a Leatherman with him and handed me that. And so I pulled on the bullet, and I actually pulled the bullet out of the case.
Nice.
So now I'm looking at the powder. I'm like, awesome. Now I'm going to have
all over your gun?
Now I'm going to have unburned powder all over the inside of my gun. This is great. And then so then I grabbed the Leatherman again, and I pulled the case out, and then it was finally fine. So, but yeah. So I don't know how it got backwards. It just did. And then got pounded in by my slide. So there you go. Okay. Another guy we know, you know much better than I, Lane, drink. He shot Area 8.
Yeah. So,
which when I saw that, I saw his post that he shot Area 8. I was like, Lane went to Area 8? That's like in New Hampshire or something.
Yeah. So what happened was Lane tore his bicep sparring. What's funny is that the punch he threw was very like not hard punch, but he like threw it and then he was like, ow. And like that, he tore his bicep somehow throwing a punch. So he didn't feel like he had trained up enough to go shoot nationals, but felt he had trained up enough to go shoot Area 8. I don't know. And apparently he did, because he had one stage with a malfunction and one stage that he got a 2-mic procedural for. So I think he missed the target somehow. and he finished 5% behind JJ.
Yeah.
So
like, got third place?
I think I may double check while we're.
I'm trying to look it up right now too, and I forgot to.
Yeah, he took third place in carry optics. A Joseph Weichel, who's an M class shooter. I don't know, shot 98% of.
He's probably
JJ.
been shooting for 6 months and trains his balls off, and he's super young and.
Right,
Yeah.
or more than likely.
Oh no, Lane got fourth.
Did mine not update?
Yeah. Tom Castro got second. Joseph Weichel got third, and then Lane got fourth.
Yeah. Sorry.
But Lane was 95, basically 96% of JJ.
Yep, with a malfunction and
Now, of course, JJ might have had a malfunction too. Oh, it looks like JJ kind of had a poopy stage on two.
Yep.
But
yeah, so congrats to Lane for doing that, and
yeah,
there was apparently a lot of people had a lot of nice things to say about Area 8 from the posts I've seen. I also saw one that was not super happy. Something about a popper on like a moving stand of some sort or something. I don't know.
I actually thought about that didn't Sherwin do that one year?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, Popper was shot. I'm just going off memory from what I saw on Instagram. Edge hit, didn't go down, and it lost calibration, and he arbitrated it because it was it's all over the internet. It was John Vlieger. He arbitrated it because they could not calibrate it according to the rules. Because in order to calibrate it, they had to basically bring the target back. I don't know if this is how it happened. Like, that detail wasn't specifically on there. I don't know how it was brought back or how it was shot or whatever. Like, I don't know if it disappeared, or if it was just somewhere else. But you're supposed to shoot the target from the location you shot it from and the location the target's at.
Right.
And in order to do that, you have to move the target. And yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't see it wasn't there. I don't have an opinion, but
right. The only thing, like, the reaction to this was like John Vlieger's requested very strongly that all sponsors pull out, no one go to any more major matches. Like, I was like, damn, bro. Like, who saw?
He didn't. No, I think that was somebody else. I don't think John said that.
I could have swore that he.
No, I saw that too. Somebody else posted that.
Gotcha. Okay, apologies. I saw some posts about like everyone needs to like remove all sponsorship and everyone needs to, and you're just like, whoa, sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, calm the fuck down.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on from that.
Yeah.
You know what? In another 6 months, I would have a much stronger opinion about that. But
Exactly.
make
Make sure to get out and vote. Vote early, vote often.
yeah, Area 3 election happening right now.
Yep.
And I'm not on the ballot for reasons.
All
right.
All the reasons.
How does angle affect the shot, Jeff? What is this about? What are you talking about?
Okay, so the Lena Stan sent me a video of a cop. It kind of looked like a demonstration, but it also kind of looked real. I'm not 100% sure anymore. But it was a cop over a balcony shooting. So he was basically upside down, like held by a rope, and a dude had like a chick, classic hostage taker, arm around neck, gun to head, whatever. So he was upside down and like domes this dude. And my autistic brain went, does the angle of the shot affect the zero?
Oh.
So if I'm upside down shooting down at a 45-degree angle, is my zero the same as if I'm shooting flat? And is it the same as if I'm shooting at a 45-degree angle up?
It entirely depends on, yes. Especially to Travis Haley, it absolutely matters. But it matters depending on the distance. 0 doesn't mean shit close. Like, it really doesn't. I mean, yes, if you're super close, there is a little bit offset you got to worry about.
So, so let's say this was like a 5 to 7 yard shot. Doesn't matter.
Right.
What distance would you say it starts to matter? Because, like, this one was weird to me because he was upside down. And, like, for some reason, my brain is like, that is going to change things. And you're like, but it's still a straight bullet coming or straight barrel. Yeah.
I can't. Okay. I don't know if I'm 100%. My only perspective on this comes from shooting rifles at deer.
Correct. And that's why I wanted to ask you.
There's a couple of times I have shot, actually the elk I killed and a deer I missed. I shot at a fairly extreme downhill angle. The deer was at 165 yards. I missed low, but I'm pretty sure the miss low is because I just got excited and jerked the trigger, and I was in a kind of uncomfortable position. I was laying prone behind a log, and I was like almost laying on my face. Like it was a steep hill out in the Black Hills. The elk I shot was a farther shot. That was like 225 yards, and it was not as steep of an angle, but I know it matters, and I think like if I'm shooting downhill, I think would the bullets be low or high? I think they're high, like slightly high at distance, depending on distance. You know, at 100 yards, it was still going to be pretty much in the, like, is it going to be different? Yes. Is it going to be more than 9 inches different? No. So, but shooting a pistol, if you're sight, what angle was the gun at?
So it looked like he was shooting about a 45-degree angle down.
But dot is still above barrel.
Dot is, well, he's upside down, so dot is technically below.
Okay. Yeah. So the 0 in that case, the bullet, you know, if it was at distance, the bullet is going the opposite direction it would be. Well, actually, at first, it's going the same direction as when you're shooting it.
Right.
But it's going to arc down instead of, you know, like when you shoot normally, it goes up and then down.
Right.
And if the gun's upside down, it's going to go, according to the gun, down and then up. So, yeah, it would affect it. Inside of 25 yards, probably not enough to matter.
Interesting. Okay. Because another reason I this question popped up, it was you always see these posts, like especially before, say, the Super Bowl or anything like that. You see the police SWAT teams like doing
They'll
shots,
be practicing in a stadium.
Yeah, they practice in the stadium and they're shooting from these super high angles and yada yada. And I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, is this not just shooting? Like, why are we adding this extra level of stuff to it? But like you said, at certain distances it does change, so that does make more sense.
I'm pulling up my old Strelok app that you can't get anymore because Russian sanctions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I plugged in a 300-yard shot, and I'm just looking at the reticle now, and it's telling me to aim between second and third bubble on my bullet drop reticle.
Okay.
And that's at a 30-degree angle down. Now I'm going to change it to 0. And yes, okay, my first instinct was right. Bullet would be higher at a downhill angle.
Okay.
Bullet is all the way down below the center of the third bubble when it's a flat 0-degree shot. So the bullet sinks faster when it's flat. If the gun's angled down, it sinks slower. But again, a pistol at 25 yards, it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah.
Not enough to matter.
Yeah, we're definitely into the, like, okay, let's forget about, like you said, the pistol shot at the distance doesn't matter. Put sights on target.
Yeah.
Bam. Again, the other part of it was the classic hostage taker shot, so you do have to be pretty sure about that.
Yeah, you got to be damn sure.
But yeah, if are these police just like, hey, I gotta go shoot shit at the Super Bowl, or is it like, oh, this is legitimate? And it sounds like it. There is a level of legitimacy to it.
Yeah. We were shooting at knocked down plates at the Match and Spearfish last weekend, and they were out there a ways. They were not easy targets. They were 8-inch plates, round plates, and gosh, one of them was probably at 15 yards. That's a little target out there a ways. Okay, it's about the size of the moneymaker of a head.
Yep.
Okay, now all of a sudden, with another head you don't want to shoot right next to it. Like, imagine yourself actually in that situation. Like, I mean, I've said it before, like, yeah, I can make that shot. Okay, but now when you're actually that guy in that situation, in that moment.
Yeah. I have enough self-awareness that there is a part of me that if I was in that situation, am I 100% confident to put a bullet exactly where I mean it to go? Especially because we're not bullseye shooters.
Here's the thing. I am, but I'll be afraid to take the shot.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm getting at is, like, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, yeah, I can totally do it. Yeah, I can make that shot 100%. But stress is real. And, I would be afraid to take that shot. If I felt like I had no other choice, I hope I would. But, like, I don't want to get into some dumb fucking hero fantasy bullshit. But, like, I would be afraid to take the shot. I'm just, as a human being, that's just sort of how I would feel. Like, when I put myself, like, imagine myself in that situation, that's kind of what's going through my head.
Yeah. And again,
I would rather they be a little cockier and just be holding them kind of over to their side, and so their head is much far, or the hostage is very short.
Yeah. Well, and
that would be better.
Right. Well, and I'll be honest, as someone who, again, has been in this situation before, where I'm pointing a gun at someone who has a knife. I was sitting there, like, I was pretty confident, but I was also like, I was really glad that the people behind him had started moving and gotten out of the way. And I was like, all right, I'm like 95% sure that I can, put bullet into head cavity. But I was really glad that it was not a, people in front of person problem, because there is that part of you. And it's, again, like, I was in a situation where a guy had a knife and there was a legitimate concern for the safety of another person. Like,
the legality of your shot was not really in question.
It wasn't completely in question, but there was a part of my brain that was like, hey, you're still going to have to go through some shit.
Yeah.
If you do this. And so I gave this dude a lot more opportunities than certain people with their hero complexes think that they will.
Yeah.
Because, the dude I was dealing with was like this weird homeless dude and whatever. And like, he was holding a knife on another homeless dude. And I'm like, hey, bud, like, what do you got in your hand? And he's like, this. What are you going to do about it? I'm like, I'd shoot you in the face. But like, put it down. And he's like, oh. Because he didn't, like, when he first said it, he wasn't looking at us. And then he turned and found my 6'9" ass in a vest and a fucking gun pointed at him. And my 350-pound Samoan partner also pointed a gun at him, and he's like, oh,
God, that would have been fucking terrifying.
I fucked up, and like threw the knife on the ground and was like, okay. And then other dumb shit happened. But so yeah, it is one of those situations that you're like, oh my God. I don't want to do this.
Right.
Even as sociopathic as it sounds, because I didn't want to deal with all the bullshit around it. Like, this was, so.
And I agree with you, but that's like the reason I wouldn't want to, like, in the situation we were like the hostage thing is because like, I don't want to fuck up.
Right.
Because the price for fucking up is so huge.
Exactly. And so
I remember Jerry Michalik did an interview. I think it was on the 3 Gun Show way back in the day. He talked about, okay, if I ask you to walk a 2x4, it's just laying on the ground. You can do it, no problem, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Now put it 8 feet in the air. All of a sudden, it's more challenging. Put it 100 feet in the air.
Yeah, it's more challenging, but the challenge hasn't technically changed.
The challenge hasn't changed, but the consequence for fucking up has.
Correct.
That's, So, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Now I know the next time I'm hunting, I can aim a little higher. I screwed up my shot on my elk. I did kill the elk, but I aimed where it was if I was straight 0 degree shot.
Yep.
Okay. kids, I knew better, but I didn't do it because I was so excited. Like, holy shit, I'm going to shoot an elk. Oh, my God. And I should have been aiming like 2/3 to 3/4 up the shoulder because of the angle of the bullet. And I recovered one of the bullets on the other side, and it was basically like in the bottom opposite side chest, like just outside the rib cage. Got stopped right where the hide meets sinew or whatever. Like when you're skinning it, it was just shy of that layer that's under the skin, the hide. And I saw this perfect 30 caliber circle sticking out, and the bullet was actually facing the opposite direction. And it's
interesting.
Sitting up on my reloading bench right now. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
That does lead me to okay. So I'm a nerd, and there's also certain events going on in the world right now that also kind of help make this question.
Okay.
If you had to shoot a horse, what is the minimum caliber that you're shooting it head on, say 25 to 50 yards.
Okay. Wait a minute. Why are we shooting a horse? I don't understand.
Because certain people with billy clubs like to ride them and run people over. Or it's the world has ended. Cars and rubber are not prevalent anymore, and we have resorted back to horses.
Okay.
And now the ruffians are coming for you in your covered wagon. What caliber? What is the minimum caliber that you think you need to be like, all right, I need to stop this thing like in its tracks?
Horses are big. I mean,
are
stop it in its tracks?
Are horses bigger than elk?
It depends on the elk. They're pretty comparable. I mean, some horses are really big and some elk are really big.
That's true.
I shot a cow elk, and it was the size of they're not as tall as horses, but like the body's about the same size. They're really thick. Yeah, really fucking thick. It felt like a horse, just not quite as big as a horse. I don't know. I haven't been around horses a lot, and I've only been around that one elk. So
and so since you've researched elk hunts, we'll put the criteria of a 100-yard shot and likely head face on.
Ooh.
Yeah. What caliber do you think would be at least the minimal
effective?
The minimal but reasonable, because you can always say 300 Win Mag, like fuck it. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm actually think for an animal that big to be truly effective, I'm like in the neighborhood of 30-06, 300 PRC, 300 Win Mag. I mean, I understand 30-06 is less powerful than those other two, but for a non-Magnum, 30-06 is on the upper end of 30 caliber rounds, and I would definitely want to shoot a 30 cal round at it, or a 7mm Magnum maybe, but something big, that's a big fucking animal. You want to do a lot of damage and hit it hard.
Because my first thought as a nerd was 4570, because 4570 has dropped horses before. It's kind of...
Oh, sure. I mean, that would do the job, too. I mean...
It's just that it's a lot around, and there's actually not a ton of guns chambered in 4570, and there's not a lot of loadings for it. But
at 100 yards, it's still fine to shoot it at 100 yards. 100 yards is like any pistol caliber is out of a rifle is going to do okay at 100 yards, but... Not on a horse necessarily. I'm like 357 on a horse. No, that'd be dumb. But no, absolute bare minimum. I killed my elk with a 30-06, but it took a while to die, mostly because of shot placement. Okay. It would have done more damage if I had shot a 300 Win Mag or a 7mm Magnum.
Right.
Just that much more exponential energy would have been hitting the elk. So.
Okay.
Because I shot that elk 3 times and it took about an hour to die.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I felt terrible about that, but it bedded down and it was in tall grass and I didn't know what I was shooting. I couldn't see what I was shooting. And that's rule number 1 of hunting. If you can't see what you're shooting, you don't shoot. Right. And I didn't know if I was just going to cause more pain or if I was going to put it out humanely. Right. And I was way too far away for a headshot. I find headshots to be, outside of people who are better with rifles than me at appropriate distances, I think headshots on deer are unethical, unless you're really good. And the
Small
guys who
brain.
are that good, I know who they are. Like, and they know who they are.
Yeah.
I talked to a local cop here. We have a very strong urban deer population, and the cops every year in January, they go out and they sit in the parks because there's shitloads of deer in there. And South Dakota is one of the leading states for deer hitting cars.
Yep.
And they get to be a nuisance in town, like a problem. And a guy that goes to my church, they shot the jaw off a deer with a 300 blackout because it's suppressed and they're trying not to scare the normies. But now they've got a jawless deer running through a neighborhood at night. And if some lady goes out to let her dog take a piss, they're going to see this jawless deer running around now.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, that's a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
That's a zombie nightmare.
Oh, God, I know. And it's awful. Like, that's like that exact scenario he told me about is why I don't shoot deer in the head, ever. I'll shoot him in the neck. And that's what I was trying to tell him. It's like, shoot him in the fucking neck. It's a bigger target. And you will anchor their ass. Like, yeah, you shoot him in the head, it'll drop him. It also drops him if you shoot him, like, close to the spine in the neck. Like, basically, you center punch the neck with a good-sized caliber, the shockwave will paralyze them.
Yep.
And then you just cut off their jugular vein and carotid artery. They're bleeding out in no time. So, yeah. Horses, I'd probably go with that same tactic, honestly. You know,
Okay.
neck shot is effective.
Yep.
But like that's the thing. A lot of deer hunters, they don't practice before they go hunting, or elk hunters or whatever. They don't practice. You have to practice.
Yeah.
Because you never know what that shot's going to be. Like, I get myself in all kinds of weird positions because after that shot I was talking about where I was like basically laying on my face prone in the Black Hills on a really steep hill, and I missed mostly because I was just uncomfortable and I ended up jerking the trigger. I thought I got it because a bunch of white fur went flying, but I'm like, wait a minute. The white fur is only on the belly of a white-tailed deer. Shit. And I get down there. There's no blood and plenty of white fur.
So you gave him a haircut?
I gave him a little haircut, or her a little haircut. But yeah, so no, I would. A horse is a big animal. I would bring a big gun, like just big one.
Just bring the
You don't have
Jurassic
to go
Park-
elephant gun.
Well, you bring the gun from Jurassic Park, the Henry Big Boy or whatever in 4570.
And that would do the trick.
If it's good enough for a T-Rex, it's good enough for you.
Sure, why not? You went training with Ian or Owen.
Yes.
Sorry, I actually fucked up his name. I knew better.
I just thought you were being a dick, but damn.
No, I just forgot.
Yeah,
I saw his name there, and I'm like, I was thinking of Eon Bailey, the actor in Band of Brothers, which, by the way, we have an episode of Name That Gun later with Band of Brothers in it. Anyway, you went training with Owen.
I did, and it was great because we started at a reasonable time of like 10:30ish because I was at the bar really late.
This was Sunday morning?
Yes.
What time are these normal Sunday morning practice sessions?
8 a.m.
Oh, get fucked. What are you guys doing in Omaha? My God. Like, it's Sunday morning. Like, I'm not even clothed by then. Like, I might be standing in the kitchen in my underwear having coffee. If it's wintertime, I'm in, sweats and drinking coffee.
I agree. It's the Lanistan is
Oh, God.
like he's like my day starts at 0500, and so for him he's actually like waiting for us to get there by 0800. So yeah, no.
Jesus.
I think if Owen is up for it, he might be my new favorite training partner. Speaking of training partners, Steven was a good boy and stayed home, and he was very upset with me.
What do you mean he's a good boy and stayed home?
He didn't train.
What? He didn't?
Nope.
Was it
Nope,
for the
he-
same reason he bagged out on the podcast last weekend?
He didn't give me a reason. I
I didn't ask for a reason. Like, if it was to hang out with his wife more and train less, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No. He just said, I'm not going to the range. I'm overtrained. I'm burned out. I'm quitting the sport. I need Steve Anderson.
That's right. You sent me the text.
Yes.
Yeah, because you said I'll be at the range tomorrow morning. That's right. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. That was
Well,
funny.
he goes-
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I said, are you practicing? He goes, this is probably the funniest text ever.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was being a dick, and I was like, "What time, Hobag?" And I was like, "Oh, is he actually mad? My autism is spiders."
I feel like
sensing."
Steven would say nothing if he was actually mad.
Correct. And he said, "I'm not going to the range tomorrow." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Okie dokie." And then I texted
well-
Owen at like 1:00 in the morning, and he was up, and he's like, "Fuck it, sure."
I was out in Spearfish, and I ran into his buddy Slim, Air Force buddy Slim out there. He was shooting the match in Spearfish. He lives in Rapid. And on my way home, he sent me a message over Instagram, and it was a screenshot of his conversation with Steven, which was even worse. He told Tim to throw a loaded mag at my dick.
Maybe he is a little mad. Sorry, Steven. But anyways, moving on from our...
Wait a minute. We're already on Not Another Steven show. He was shooting an iron-sighted Shadow 2.
Yeah.
What happened to the Glock with a dot?
So he was shooting... and this is a whole other conversation. He shot the Cornhusker State Games.
Oh,
which,
yeah. Let's talk about that later, because that's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay.
Anyways, so he stayed home. It was a good boy. I went and shot with Eowyn. For those who don't understand the joke, Owen's name is spelled E-I-O-N.
He is from the most Irish family of Irishmen who have ever been Irish.
Yes.
They're very Irish.
The Irishish. So one weird thing for me, I don't have any Shadow 2s. So we
didn't finish the Irish explanation. His name is spelled E-I-O-N, and it's pronounced Owen. Wait,
Correct.
is that even correct? Is it E-I-O-N?
I think so. Eowyn. Yeah.
I think you have the O and the I backwards. Now I have to go to Instagram and check.
Well, he's checking that.
Yeah.
I have no Shadow 2s because I finally took them to...
It is E-O-I-N. I was right.
Damn it.
E-O-I-N.
I continue my streak of being terrible at spelling.
Uh-huh.
So I took all my Shadow 2s to the local shop that does all my work on them.
Gun cleaning
And-
so you don't shoot yourself?
Well, it's funny because he remembers because the last time I gave him a Shadow 2 to Sonic Clean, it ripped the finish that was on the gun off. You can barely tell, and I don't fucking care, but he still remembers
Wow.
that. There had been so much holster wear on the front part of it that it had started kind of chipping, and so the Sonic Cleaner just ripped the rest of it off.
Oh, wow.
So we took it over there. I bought another Hollow Sun because Hollow Suns are cheaper than SROs.
Yes.
And Vince Drink told me that my SRO was from one of the earliest SKUs, and so it's not covered under warranty anymore.
Oh.
Because they now have a 5-year warranty, which is not unreasonable. Like the whole lifetime warranty thing kind of doesn't make sense, especially with like, oh, we market this to people who beat the fuck out of our stuff.
Yeah.
So that
I think
one,
they should have lifetime on like scopes that don't get. I mean,
Right.
a
Yeah,
pistol
like-
dot by its very nature gets the shit beat out of it, even if you treat it well.
Yep. Yeah, a rifle scope, binoculars, whatever.
Yeah, that's
totally.
different.
But pistol optics, it's like, yeah,
A 5-year warranty is reasonable. You're right.
Yeah. So that one, I'm going to message them and be like, hey, can you help me? But I fully, like, if they're like, nah, homie, you fucked, I'd be like, okay, that's reasonable. So I bought a Hollow Sun to replace it because they cheaper. I don't know. So I didn't have any Shadow 2s. So I had to train with my carry gun. Ew. But shockingly,
Yeah, but you have a good carry gun. You got
Yeah.
a 5-inch M&P with an SRO on it.
yeah. And so it was not an unreasonable time of like that once I got used to the gun. So I actually had more trouble with a holster because I just have a Boss hanger with a Red Hill Tactical from like 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't in the place that my Hennings, 7-way adjustable holster has my Shadow 2.
Oh, you have one of those T1000s or whatever?
Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so that was kind of annoying. And the gun is smaller, even with a big backstrap. It's smaller than a Shadow 2.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting a good grip on it was a little weird. But once the gun was up, like gun did gun shit.
Yeah.
And so everyone who's like, you must train with your carry gun or else you're going to die in the streets. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mainly shoot a steel framed.
You should stay familiar with your carry gun, which, I mean, yeah, you should train, but you don't have to train exclusively with it. I shoot them at CZs. I carry a Glock.
I almost don't even care about the familiarization with it at this point because, like, I shot it like a high A, low M level, like, out the gate with it, and as like became more comfortable with it, I was starting to get like okay M runs with it when I wasn't being an asshole.
I'll say this, it depends on the carry gun, because if it's a smaller one, then it matters more.
Right. If you're going from a Shadow 2 to a Glock 43,
then it's going to matter a lot more.
You're going to have a bad time. But and then so the training went fine. The skills transfer wasn't that big of a deal because the apex trigger in a Smith & Wesson M&P is the peak of polymer frame pistol. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, like Andy said, I wasn't playing with bad gear. And so gun worked fine. Had one light primer strike that had to be hit like 4 times before it went off. But other than that, it went good. And then Owen broke out his big boy.
His carry gun. This is the part I've been waiting for.
Yes. So Owen carries a Glock 20.
Yeah. 10 millimeter Glock. Yeah, baby.
A 10 millimeter Glock. And I don't know that I've ever shot a 10 millimeter. So I was like,
so this is your first time firing a 10 millimeter cartridge?
That I remember. Yes.
Okay.
And
what was the cartridge? This matters a lot with 10 millimeter, by the way.
It was his 10 millimeter carry ammo.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't Winchester white box pussy nothing ammo.
No, this was like fucking it was stout. It was hollow points.
Like you were like, "Ooh, I just fired something with recoil."
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. In the first shot, like my brain was like, "Oh my god, like this is gonna be so bad," and then I was like, "Oh, it's a gun firing. It's like it's more stout than I was expecting." Yeah. But
no,
like,
would you say it was satisfying recoil? That's the term I love to use with 10 millimeter. It's very satisfying recoil. It's stout without being stupid. You know?
Yeah.
Even when it's spicy, it's stout without stupidity.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. I mean, I chuckled afterwards because I fired like 3 shots at our long target, and then we had a target like 5 yards, and I did a couple doubles into it, and broke like maybe 20 splits. I was shooting a bog standard Glock, and
did you kind of feel it in your forearms though?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is rattling my radius and ulna when I do this.
Yes, you like my hand felt like I have punched human beings and my hand didn't feel as like fucked up as it did after shooting 10 millimeter.
Yeah,
but
no, I figured even you would be like, oh yeah, like doubles with this. Like single shots are like, oh, this is awesome, and then you shoot doubles like hard, and you're like, whoa, this could break a forearm eventually if the frequencies or rhythm is wrong.
Yeah, and the Glock is chunky. Mm-hmm. Like it chonk.
Very. Like it's a Jeff-sized frame.
Right.
Glock.
Like I was like, okay, there's a lot of gun in my hand right now.
Wait.
Like, this is chunky.
Do they make a 9mm conversion for a Glock 20?
Oh my god! If they did, I would want it to be like a quad stacked magazine because I want to at least use the space. But
why can't I think of the barrel company? Who's it that makes the barrels?
Faxon?
No, not them. The really good one.
Apex?
Nah, they make good stuff too, but no, not them. Oh.
Anyways, it made me want to get a 10 millimeter, but I would get the Smith & Wesson because Smith & Wesson is superior. But
KKM, that's who I was thinking of.
KKM, yep. Me and Owen both agree that for our shooting ability and the reasonableness of most shooting situations we would be in, I don't want a dot on my next. If I bought a 10 millimeter and I started carrying it, I would keep it iron sights only, and I would not put a dot on it.
Full size guns, I am good with it. Like I have carried the Glock 17 before. I haven't like conceal carried my 20. But full size guns with dots, like I'm fine with dots on full size guns because you're not looking right down the iron sights as you're looking at the dot. Like the dot is significantly higher, and it's a bigger window, and it's everything about it is easier. I have a micro dot on my micro pistol, a Shield Plus, And once I see that dot, like, I also see the iron sights. Like, there's not a good reason for a micro dot on a micro pistol because just shoot the irons. Like, this is an emergency gun.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. It's like, because me and him were joking. We're like, we're not doing the dick in shots. We're not. I'm sorry that I don't go to anywhere that has a 40-yard shot. That is just
Walmart.
not
You don't go to Walmart? You don't go to Costco?
No. Well, I go to Costco, but I ain't taking shots in fucking Costco.
No. But you avoid your membership if you go there with a carry gun, by the way.
Oh.
It's in the terms of membership, FYI.
Oopsies. Fun facts.
Like,
But-
I've never broken my terms of membership either.
Nope, because I read them 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
Scroll. I'm just a really fast reader. But yeah, that was my training day. I learned that when we decide to bug hunter, that we're going to get 2 NAS engraved Smith & Wesson 10 millimeters.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can shoot them from both hands.
My coworker who got a Smith & Wesson, the M&P 10 pistol, he said he shot that a bunch. He's like, yeah, that's fun. He's just like, that's just fun. Like, yeah. Little chunkier gun. More.
Right. And here's the thing. Because there was a big thread, and I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but it was talking about like bullet placement and all this bullshit and da-da-da. I'm a decent shooter. I shoot thing with big bullet. Like, I just, at this point, I don't actually give a fuck because, like, I'm not going to get into a shooting. If I get into a shooting, it's my skill level is so high.
I'll be glad that I have a gun.
Yes. Like, it won't matter what gun is in my hand. I will so outclass whoever I'm dealing with. I could have a 22 revolver and they're going to be like, what the fuck is going on right now? And that's if I haven't beaten them down for the sheer enjoyment of it. Like, I want to carry 10 millimeters so that when someone's like, oh, what's your carry gun? 5-inch 10 millimeter. And they're like, what? I'm like, yes. Yeah, because fuck you. That's why.
I'm Googling around and I'm not finding a 10 millimeter to 9 conversion. KKM makes a 10 millimeter to 40, which, what's the point? Just shoot 40s out of your 10 millimeter. I've done it. It works fine.
They need to be spicy.
Yeah.
Because Owen said that his doesn't work because his 40 wasn't spicy enough.
If it's not spicy enough, it won't cycle the gun. And my match ammo was not spicy enough to cycle the gun.
Yep. That was what he said.
It would cycle the gun, but it wouldn't make major power factor. Because I was going to shoot L10 with my Glock 20. I had changed my mind. I was going to not shoot the TSO. I was going to shoot the Glock 20 for fun because it was Great Plains and I'm like working it.
Fuck it.
But the 40 ammo would not make major power factor, and I wanted to shoot. If I'm going to shoot a 40, I want to make major. So
yep. Oh, 100%.
It made major out of my TSO. It just didn't make it out of my Glock 20 because the chamber's too big, basically. And why didn't you shoot 10 millimeter? Because I had like
$1 a round.
Well, I mean, I can hand load it cheap, but I had like 27 rounds in the house. So, and I wasn't going to do that. There was a guy on my squad out in the Spearfish yesterday who was shooting a 10 millimeter in the match, and it killed his dot. And he was blaming Hollow Sun for his dot dying on his pistol. And I was like, well, you're shooting a 10 millimeter, and I'm not shitting you, dude. Like, this is real life. I am not exaggerating. His pistol was ejecting cases about 15 yards.
Jesus.
It was chucking them. He had it was some type of 1911 pistol. It was chucking cases 15 yards, like way the hell off to the right. That slide was beating the shit out of that dot.
Yeah.
Like, of course it died. Like, he's like, it only lasted 500 rounds. I'm like, you're running like a 4-pound recoil spring with 10 millimeter. I think that might be your problem. Like, I found that out with my TAC Sport because I used to run an 11-pound recoil spring in my Glock 35, and it made a bigger difference. Like, I was getting away with it with the Glock, but for some reason in the CZ, like, it was really beating the shit out of the gun. And so I went to a heavier recoil spring, and it actually shot better. You know, like, even the recoil impulse, like, when it's coming back with a super light spring, it's basically grabbing the gun and pulling it back harder. So you have to do more work to return it. It returns nicer because it's closing softly. But it was still kind of... And then when I upped the spring weight a little bit, then it was sort of a balance. And it wasn't beating the shit back, and it wasn't beating the shit forward either. And so, like, yeah, you see cases flying 15 yards to the right. Maybe you need a heavier recoil spring. And it was a custom gun, too. And he's like, I'll probably call him and find out. And I'm like, I'm no gunsmith, but no pistol should kick cases 15 yards.
Right. And yeah, and that feel of the gun, one of my Shadow 2s, definitely the recoil spring. When I get it back, I'm going to be like, oh, this is what this should feel like. Because it like almost rattled because it was so lightly sprung at this point. Yeah. Because I literally, they're like, oh, like, you're just bringing these to us the first time. Why don't you change the springs? And I was like, I've never changed them. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I've never changed any of the springs in these guns. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay.
My trigger pin in my Shadow 2 keeps walking too, by the way. I thought I had it staked well enough.
Yeah, weren't you going to buy the non-walkie pin?
No, I wasn't going to buy that. I was going to stake it, and it didn't work. But I also didn't use a vise like Vince told me to. So,
damn it, you always listen to Vince.
I know, but I was like holding the gun on top of the one punch, and then I had another punch that I'm kind of trying to hold on the top, and then I'm trying to hit it with a hammer. And that may have been the problem.
Gotcha.
I had the centering punch that he told me to use, but I didn't want to. My vise is never permanently on my reloading bench because it just takes up space and I use it so infrequently. And so I was just lazy and I didn't hook it up. Anyway, it's time to play a little game we have not played in a little while. Name that gun. These are all questions about guns from movies. Jeff's the only one here, but I wanted to do a little radio fun here. So here we go. In the 2004 movie Collateral,
okay,
Vincent, played by Tom Cruise, assassinates the jazz club owner with a suppressed pistol with a really long barrel. What was the pistol?
Was it a 1911?
It was not.
Ugh. Oh, god damn it. I don't know.
Think popular assassination pistol. Maybe not this model, but the caliber.
Oh,
and the caliber will help you get there.
Oh, was it a Ruger 22?
It was a Ruger Mark II.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I pretty much gave you the answer, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a half point for that.
No, I don't deserve any points for it. But
no, you don't. In Band of Brothers,
okay,
what gun does Herbert Sobel, played by David Schwimmer, point at several of his soldiers when he picks them to be fake casualties during a pre-invasion exercise?
I'm going to say 1911. Or was it a revolver? It was a pistol.
It was an M1911A1.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. You get the point for that one.
Yeah.
Also from Band of Brothers, because this happened to go by the screen when I was on imfdb.com or .org, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna do like Jeff World War II nerd question.
Let's go.
From Band of Brothers, what is the name of the 4-barreled German anti-aircraft gun fired at the C-17s on D-Day?
Oh, you fuck.
You know it, but you can't think of it.
Like my brain is like M38, like Flakkunpanzer.
God, you're fucking you're close.
I know, that's why I'm so annoyed right now. It's like Flakkunflieger or Flakkund.
You got 2 of the syllables, pretty close.
I know. God damn it.
My pronunciation is probably incorrect, but 38 is correct. The number was right.
Fuck yes. I'm more happy about that than ever any part of it.
Flackwurling. V's or W's, right?
Yes.
So it'd be Flackwirling.
Okay.
Flakvierling. Phonetic spelling Flackwirling. That's the big four-barreled anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remembered that it was 38, but
I didn't know you'd get it because I've never known the name of that gun until today. And I've seen Band of Brothers a gazillion times, but I had a feeling you would know at least part of that. Okay. And finally, in the 2010 movie and one of my favorite action movies of all time, Red.
Yes.
Love that movie.
Let's go.
John Malkovich shoots an RPG rocket in flight with a Smith & Wesson 460V. I'm not asking you to name the gun.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you to name one of the cartridges that can be fired out of it.
Oh. What?
What cartridge can you shoot out of a Smith & Wesson 460V?
Well, 460 means that you could probably get away with 45 Colt and 410 shotgun shells.
45 Colt is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You can shoot a 45 Colt.
I thought you were going to ask about what animal he shot its ass out of. A pig. We're getting the pig.
We're getting the pig.
I love Red. That's such a great movie.
Oh, God. That would have been a great line for us to have said with Gravel Truck.
Yes.
With Brent. We're getting a pig.
We're getting a pig. Oh, I need... Oh, new idea. I need a gun bag that is just a pig. And so when I go to the safety table, I'm just sticking my hand in the ass of a pig and pulling a Shadow 2 out.
We should sell NAS pig gun rugs.
Let's go.
Yeah. There we go. Other cartridges that can be fired out of it. I mean, you could probably gather one of the calibers, but not the name of the cartridge. I would have never got 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And the other one, 454 Casull.
Oh, yeah. I always love the description of 454 Casull in, like, the old, like, gun media was basically, if you're using 454 Casull snub nose, just give it to the bear and let them shoot it at you, and they'll just knock themselves out with it.
I shot an airweight 44 Magnum, like the hunting bear defense.
That sounds
gun.
like one of the most miserable things that has ever happened.
So if you don't know what the Smith & Wesson airweights are, they're a plastic frame and plastic or aluminum, I can't remember. They're light. And the only steel parts in the gun are the barrel and the cylinder. And I shot it at a demo day one time, and it sucked. It sucked a lot. It sucked almost as much as the short-barreled shotgun I shot last week.
Oh.
So we were talking about the short-barreled shotguns. We'll have no tax stamp. Uh-huh. And Robert Olson sends me a text and says, hey, you want to shoot a 12-inch Remington 870? I have one. I said, sure. And then he showed up at the classifier match at my club, and he's like, hey, I brought my 12-inch. Well, I shot his 12-inch, and let me just say, he hands me the shotgun and two 5-round boxes of buckshot. And
you're like, I don't know what these other 8 rounds are for.
Yeah. And I just took 2 out of one box and gave him back the rest. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to want to shoot more than this. And you know what? I was right. So I loaded up, and I'm just shooting into an empty bay. Like, no target, just buckshot into the bay. And that first shot goes off, and holy Jesus, that fucking hurt. Like, it hurt. I made sure I had it in tight to my shoulder. I had it, and you know this probably already, but it hurts big guys more than little people to shoot a big caliber, even though they move more. They move. We don't.
Yep.
So I'm 6 foot and 265 pounds. Like, a shotgun, even a stanky one's not moving me much. I'm absorbing all that recoil. It felt like, probably not Jeff, probably like Bruce, punched me as hard as he could right in the chest.
Yep.
That's what it felt like. It was very unpleasant. And then I shot it again. And on the second shot, my hand actually came off the pump. Like, my support hand came off the forend of the gun when it went off. Yeah, it was ridiculously unpleasant. I'm not buying a short-barreled shotgun. No. Not a thing. An 18-inch is probably more my speed than a 12-inch. It, you know, whatever I would ever need that for, I think another 6 inches is just fine. I think I would like that.
You would definitely like another 6 inches.
Well, now I've got 2 penis jokes to put into the intro to the podcast.
What? Us make penis jokes? Never.
No. Giant Jeff and his tiny penis. No, we'd never talk about that. Okay. Well, we've already done like almost an hour and a half, dude.
Yep.
Like this one went by quick. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. He is Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is Not Another Shooting Show.